let's start with West Ham. They were dumped out of the FA Cup last night. They were beaten 1-0 in their third round replay at Bristol City. And, of course, it was live on talkSPORT. The Hammers boss, David Moyes, spoke to talkSPORT after the game. Said that he was frustrated to lose the tie in the opening few minutes.
Pretty disappointed overall. I thought we controlled all parts of the game. The opening 2 minutes, I think Maxey has a chance to play Danny in. Overhits the pass by half a yard. Goalie clears it. Dinos gets back onto it and underweights a pass by half a yard, and they score. I thought in the main we had most of the ball, controlled a lot of parts of the game, but ultimately what counts in football is the goals. We had some really good chances. We didn't take them, and in the end it cost us.
Firstly, well done to Bristol City, right? Because quite often that you come on national radio and you talk about the big side that got beat rather than the smaller side that beat them. So well done to them.
Yeah.
We'll talk about them a bit later on in the show. But let's talk about West Ham. That's how we're going to kick things off. We'll talk about David Moyes as well. They've got a lot of injuries. 9 first-teamers, Bakata, Kudus, Bowen, Antonio as well, all out.
That four there
is massive.
I mean,
for
talk
them.
about Pakata and Kudus and Bowen, to be fair, with his form.
Oh, my goodness, Bowen, without a doubt.
But them three, there's an argument you could get in most top 6 teams.
Okay.
Yeah?
There's an argument, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're all at the top of their...
Pakata, whatever it is.
Yeah, Kudus.
Brilliant. Kudus as well, yeah. Fantastic seasons. But also Gerald Bowen has been fantastic for West Ham for a long, long time. So listen, they're all out. They've got 9 first-teamers missing as well. Management Max said he thinks it's a blessing that they're out the competition now because they're doing unbelievably well in the Premier League. Probably better than most fans would have... Maybe all neutral fans thought they would have done, actually. I don't think anyone really saw West Ham so far being a top 6 side. So they're doing unbelievable in that.
Yeah.
In the last 16 in the Europa League, if they were to go all the way to the Europa League final after winning the Europa Conference, would be, wow, some achievement.
Yeah.
I know Jose did that with Roma, but still, that's an unbelievable achievement.
But but with Jose, you expect it because it's Jose.
You don't expect it with no disrespect.
No disrespect, but it's levels.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's levels.
So is it firstly a blessing in disguise? Obviously, all West Ham fans would have wanted to get through to the next round of this competition. They've not won it since 1980, so 44 years. But they're out the competition. You've got to look positively about most things in football. When you've been knocked out of a cup competition, I think West Ham fans are desperate to win, as much as like maybe a Spurs are.
Of course, yeah.
Is it a blessing in disguise? Because it's a long season. They've got a lot of key names out. They haven't got buckets of money to spend.
It probably is. It is a blessing in disguise, but it's not because, I mean, West. You want to do well. You want to do well in that competition. You've got a good squad that I guess David Moyes feels can compete on all fronts. I know you've got these injuries, but he's gone. Even with the injuries that he's got, he still went as strong as possible, which tells you he wants to win this competition or try and win this competition. Yes, now at least now they're at this competition, the players can come back healthy now. There's not so much emphasis on the amount of games they've got to play. But again, it's one of those where it's what are they expecting now, West Ham fans? Because you've gone out the FA Cup, you've still got a great chance to win the Europa League, which I know is going to be difficult because Liverpool's still there. You've got the boys dropping out the Champions League, they're there as well. And you go and win in the league. Like, I personally, and this is my own personal opinion, I didn't think they had the squad to compete on all fronts. Like, I didn't expect them to be pushing top 4 and to be pushing... When you look at last season, arguably one of the greatest seasons in their history. You'd say winning the Europa Conference League, right? And they finished poorly. Their Premier League placement was poor. So that tells you there and then that they haven't got the squad to compete on all competitions. So maybe long term, it probably is a blessing they've gone out.
Why do we feel, it's a great question, producer Joe mentioned it in the meeting, it's a great question, why do we feel that David Moyes is one defeat away from everyone going, get him out, get him sacked? And you, I'm not going to nick your limelight because you come up with a great line. I said that if they get through to the Champions League, right, if they win the Europa League and get through to they'll still be moaning if they play poorly. And you said, if they went to the Bernabeu...
Why have we gone to the Bernabeu and playing so defensive?
Why have we only got a 0-0 draw coming away from Real Madrid? But West Ham fans... Look, all football fans are the same, right? But why are West Ham fans... Why are they, adamant he's the wrong man for the job on the back of a defeat like this?
I almost feel like... It almost gets brushed under the carpet. He can win 5-6 games. Because this is their first defeat in 5, right? So they're going pretty well at the minute. Win one game, and straight away...
You mean?
He loses one game, and it strengthens the guy who want him out as argument. See, I told you he's not good enough. He can go and win the next 10 straight, and these guys won't say anything. He loses one more game, get him out. See, we're not progressing.
But why? Is it the style? Listen, we know David Moyes defensively is an excellent coach, right?
But you got to work with and the argument from West Ham fans, which I do get. They're saying we've now got a squad with the likes of Pakata in it, Kudus, Bowen, like Ben Rama, like kind of flair players, so they can open up a bit. But listen, David Moyes knows more than most. He's experienced. He's been at the top level for a long time. If he goes into some of these games and opens up, he probably believes they'll get beat 4, 5, 6. He doesn't want that. Yeah. And at the minute, come on, 6th in the Premier League, in the Europa League, comfortably. flying high. Do you know what I mean? Something's got to give. Give him time.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen, I want to hear from West Ham fans. Is it a blessing in disguise? Are you devastated?
I need a West Ham fan to come on and tell me, give me a proper reason as to why they want him out.
Okay.
I don't want to hear just because there's football. No, I don't want to hear that. I need
He's had his time.
No, I don't want to hear that.
No. There needs to be a footballing reason.
What manager do they believe could take them? Because where they are sixth right now, they've just won a competition.
Yeah.
What manager do they believe is going to come in next and take them straight into the top four?
Yeah.
I don't know, in the Champions League, winning. What do they expect?
Great question. Let's speak to Russell, who's a West Ham fan. Hello, Russell.
Hi, Andy. Hi, Darren. You're right.
Good, boss.
Are West Ham over or underachieving under Moyes?
So first of all, let's give David Moyes a bit of respect for winning the trophy. Last year, 40 years plus, superb.
There's a big butt coming.
There's a J-Lo coming, isn't there?
There's a huge butt. There's a huge butt. When you look at the teams in that Europa Conference and then you look at our team, I think that was the minimum. When you've got Declan Rice playing, Paquetá, Bowen, that was a trophy totally. We choked the season before. We should have probably won the Europa the year before. We ain't going to win the Europa this year. We've qualified out of a league that there was one top side and they beat us, Olympiacos, and then we threw our record away in Europe, which we were all very proud of. The style of play that David Moyes picks up on. You look at those 4 players, those 5 players. Now, everybody's having a go at Cornet. So I'm not being funny. The bloke plays one game, and I know he's been really injured, but he was poor because he's not being rotated. He doesn't play. Everybody's talking about Antonio. We're missing him. I'm not being funny. He scored 2 goals this season, so we're not missing him. And it's the style of play that he plays. Are we overachieving? We capitulated at Liverpool. We put out a poor side at Liverpool in the quarterfinals. So do you know what? Actually, I don't think we are overachieving with the 4 or 5 players we're missing. I don't think we are. I think we should be in the top 6 with the amount of money we've spent.
But Russell, you're in the top 6, and I mean, David Moyes obviously is the manager. I get the style of player. I knew West Ham fans would talk about that, but a new manager comes in because currently above you is Spurs, Arsenal, Villa, City, and Liverpool. Like, where are you expecting the next manager to take you? And
sorry, before you answer that. Below you are Manchester United, Chelsea, and Newcastle.
Yeah, okay. So let's start with your beloved. They've not been up there for years. So to be above Man United, I don't think is something you can really brag about at the moment. Because
sorry. Where did Man United finish last season, Russ?
Above us, totally above us.
Yeah, top 4, and so did Newcastle.
And then I could turn around and say, but what European trophy did Man United or Newcastle win last year?
Yeah, but my point is that when you say we should be above where we are, you've got bigger and better sides than West Ham. You're massively overachieving in 6th spot at the moment.
So I think 6th or 5th. When you look at the teams that are playing now, we should be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, but you're there now. That's my point. You're there now with Moyes.
Yeah, but just imagine. With the squad that we've got and building with Tim, the European bloke, where could we be if we had a manager who took the shackles off? We lost Bristol City.
Okay, where would you be? You answer that question, Russ. Where could you be if you had the best manager on the planet?
So again, if we had a young progressive manager.
Yeah.
And we started to step back a little bit.
Yeah.
But actually, do you know what? If you said to every West Ham supporter...
Now, hold on. Just give me a number. Yeah. Where could you be? You're 6th at the moment. Where could you be with the right manager?
I'd like to push up. We could be another 4 or 5 points better off this season.
No, but what position? What position? Forget an amount of points.
5th? What is stopping us from pushing those top boys? When you look... Forget Man City, forget Liverpool, they're having great seasons. But Arsenal, at the moment, Arsenal are having a season, and I know Arsenal should have probably beaten us. So if you take those points off, we were lucky against Tottenham, we were lucky against Arsenal with 70-odd touches in the box or whatever. So you start taking those points off, and hold on a second, if we've got a more progressive manager with the talent we've got, we're going to lose those players. Kudos will go. Paquetá will go because it's the negative tactics that he's taking on board. So actually, 6th, we should be 6th. We could be higher, and that's where
I just don't see it.
Russell, sorry. My only thing is, right, when Moyes came in, you're 16th. He's gone 6th, 7th. Last season was a bad in the Premier League, but you won the European Cup, and he's currently 6th. I don't know what manager comes in and does better than that.
You can certainly get a manager that can achieve that with better football. What did Brian Clough try and do at Leeds? You come in and you try and make it a better standard, but actually...
What did Bielsa try and do at Leeds?
Totally on board, but that's... And the comment you made about David Moyes being one of the best defensive tactic managers...
I said he's a very good defensive manager.
Oh, okay. Well, if you take that on board, we've probably got the third worst defensive record in the league. So where are we sitting with that? If
You haven't. What
are we then? What are we?
Well, you've conceded 30. You count. Brighton have got worse. Chelsea got worse. Newcastle got worse. Wolves have got worse. Fulham have got worse. Forest have got worse. Brentford have got worse. I don't know what number you're up to. Burnley have got worse. And Sheffield United.
Are you talking about goal difference or conceded?
Goals against.
And again, if we're in the top, how are we getting there then? Because our attacking.
I'm sorry, I've just proved that you're not.
Well, where are we then? We're probably halfway with the defensive. So if he's that tactician, why aren't we up there? Realistically,
You are. You're six. You're in the last 16 Europa League. You've just won the conference. Honestly.
But I tell you what, success for West Ham would be getting into a domestic cup final.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.